What up, hooligans? It's Jennifer and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another room makeover series on my channel. You guys really loved my makeover series where I made over this room, but this time I'm taking on a much bigger project. So this time I am making over a room in my house that is really big and is currently empty, and I want to transform it into kind of like a studio filming room, craft room, but also feels like a living room so I can just like hang out there and do my thing. It was especially stressful because I only had less than 2 weeks to finish the room. It sounds like a lot, but I'm very slow at doing things. I also have no knowledge of interior design. All my knowledge is from Pinterest. So this is the first part of a 3-part series. In this episode, I'm gonna be showing you guys all the basics that I did to my room, the painting, the furniture building, basically all the big stuff in the room. In the second episode, I'm gonna be showing you guys how I decorated the room, as in room decor, and I'll be putting in more furniture. And in the third and final episode, I'm going to be showing you guys some DIY room decor that is all from the dollar store. And also, I'm gonna be showing you guys my final room reveal. I'm excited for you guys to see this journey because it has been one wild ride. If you like this video, make sure to like it, not just emotionally, and subscribe if you haven't already and you like my videos, and also make sure to turn on that notification bell. And if you do press that notification bell and comment down below, you might be featured as shout out of the week at the end of my next video. Without further ado, let's get started with the room transformation. Hi guys, welcome to the room. As you can see, it doesn't look too great right now, but I'm trying to fix that, obviously. Basic diagnosis right now, it's very yellow. So this is what the original room looked like. As you can see, it's this kind of like weird beigey yellow color that I don't prefer. I'm more of like a bright white type of gal. And especially if I'm gonna film in that room, I need a nice color so that when the light reflects off of it, it doesn't look weird in videos. It's also a pretty big space, so I knew I could do a lot with it, but it also meant that I had to do more to it, to decorate, to put in furniture, painting wise. Everything just had to be more, which meant more time, which is one thing that I didn't have. Also, if you can see, there's like pictures all around, and that's because this room used to be just like empty. We never used it. And then on my 20th birthday, which was like a month ago, my friends and family threw me like a surprise birthday party. So all those decorations are still up. That would be the first thing I would do, take down everything in this room that doesn't need to be here. But there were 2 specific areas in the room that I had to tackle because they aren't really things that you find in a normal room. Right here we have a wood paneled wall. I don't know if I want to leave it as wood paneling or if I should like paint it white, so I guess we'll figure that out as we go. There's also a mirror here, and I don't really know what I want to do with that either, because if I do end up filming here, you'll be able to see the camera in the background. I think it might actually be a good idea to like take out the shelf and put in my like gold play button. Another problem area is right over here. This thing is like my main concern. I wanted to make this wall kind of like my backdrop wall, but I do need kind of like a flat surface, and there's these, I don't even know what to call these. These are like windows, I guess. They look like prison bars, basically, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah, I have to figure out a way to either cover these up or work with it, so I'm gonna have to consult the experts, aka my dad, who is not actually an expert, but he's more expert than me, so. Oh, also this thing, which is a, I guess, closet. Inside is kind of like, you know how in Harry Potter he lives under the stairs? This is kind of like that little area, except I wanna, you know, upgrade this so it doesn't look messy, and I want to use this as storage, but obviously not like this. We want to make it into like a nice little space that like even Harry Potter would be proud of living in. That is something I want to tackle. So there's a lot of stuff we have to change in this room. So obviously the first thing, I need some water. Your girl over here is dehydrated. Alright, we're back on track. So the first thing I had to do was take down everything from the walls, all the decorations. I also have to clean out the floor area, make sure that nothing was in the way of me painting, and if you do have a lot of furniture in the room, make sure to move it either to the center of the room where the paint won't be able to touch it, or move it out of the room if you can, which is the best option. Okay, so I wouldn't call it a break. Okay, so I took a little break. Actually, is it a break? I don't know. But basically, there were these seats in the room from back in the day when there was a little bar in the room and we had these like long seats. These are those cushions from the seats. And I decided to have a little like sliding party action, but it didn't really work. So I gave up on that dream. After I cleaned the room, it was ready for the next step. Hi guys, I picked up my paint. Today I'm hoping to get 1 coat of paint done. Yeah, so that did not happen. Like, at all. After that, my dad came into the room and told me he had a solution to one of the problem areas in my room. I don't think you can.
Well, just try it.
But this whole thing is one piece. Oh my gosh, it works. He basically figured out a way to patch up this whole prison wall situation, which was not welcome in this room. Shouts to you, Dad. He basically knocked out that front portion of the prison bars that was protruding out of the wall. Oh my gosh. Almost died right there. It's basically this like strip of wood and he just knocked it out so that it was level with the wall. Well, I definitely did not expect this problem to get fixed so easily and so quickly on the first day. Now we just have to like fill it up with a wall or drywall to patch it up so that I have a flat surface. The next morning, I woke up to some happy news. This morning I woke up to this part of the wall being finished. As you can see, it's all like patched up and everything. He just filled it with some like wood. I actually don't know what this is, so I'm not gonna pretend like I know. Yeah, basically it's ready to be painted over. So to prep for painting, obviously you want to lay down some painter's tape, which is what I did. I laid it on the edge of the floor close to the wall, all around the room, and beside my giant window, and anywhere I didn't want to get paint, basically. I also laid down some newspapers to protect the floor. I've also recruited my friend, Caitlin. Oh no. And she's gonna help me paint. I'm hoping to finish painting today? No. Alright guys, everything is laid out on the floor now. We have the newspapers. Now it's time to paint! Here are 4 gallons of paint. This was really heavy to carry because I have 0 muscles. But let's open it up and see what color it is. It's gonna take me a while because I have no muscles. Shoot.
Do you need help?
I got it! You hear that? That's the sound of paint opening.
Wow, do you work out?
I mean, I don't like to brag, but I'm a little bit of a bodybuilder, if you can't tell. Look at my, don't look actually. We love a queen who can open a paint can. Ooh! Wait, I got it, Okay.
Whee.
First paint dip, let's go. Ooh. We love sound effects.
True.
Here at JENerationDIY.
Ew.
That's actually not very good, but practice makes perfect.
Ew.
Ow. Ow. It looks like tire marks.
Let's fix it. No.
That's a good patch right there.
Okay, well, moral of the
Solid.
story is don't let me paint your walls.
Well, you're gonna have to help me paint the entire room. High areas. Wait, did that made no sense. So if you read I think English is like not available today. So if you need to paint higher areas of the room, you can actually attach your roller to a broomstick. I got this broomstick from the dollar store and it's plastic, which I would actually not recommend getting a plastic one because that can happen. It broke. I love my luck. We're almost done the first coat and we just have a couple more places to go. I mean, I keep saying that we're like almost done the first coat, but it just keeps going.
Yeah, that's true.
So I just had a revelation of design. You know how I'm trying to paint everything white? I think it might be a little bit boring. So I want to add some color, but I don't want to like add it to the walls because I feel like that's like a big commitment. I don't know. It's just a bigger commitment. So I feel like I could do some accent doors, paint it like a cool pastel color.
Like pink or blue or something?
Yeah. And I also want to add plants, so I think like pastel pink.
Well, I was thinking if you do plants, you should do blue,
but I feel like if I do pastel pink with like palm
a little like cacti and stuff, you know?
Yeah, but
probably not for a while.
I mean, hopefully like
next
tomorrow.
Week. Really?
Yeah. I mean, I want to finish like painting the white today. Again, no. So hopefully I can paint the doors tomorrow if that's still a thing that I want to do. And then I have to figure out this wall. I guess I'm just gonna sand it down and then like paint it white. So I was super indecisive about whether or not I really wanted to paint the door, and if I was going to paint the door, what color I wanted to paint, because I feel like once I painted the door, it would determine the whole style of the room / the color palette that I was going to have to go with. But in the meantime, while I was thinking about what color I should use, I decided to paint this closet door white. Because if I left it brown, it kind of just wouldn't be cohesive with the room. So I just sanded it down and then started painting it white. I kind of wanted it to have this like rustic look. I don't know if I succeeded, but that's what I was going for. So I didn't paint it completely white, and I wasn't too careful about painting just because I was okay with having a couple patches here and there. Since I was painting over that brown wood closet, I decided why not paint over the wood paneling as well, because why not? I'm already doing it to one area of the room. So that's how I decided to tackle the second problem area of the room. What I did was I just sanded down the entire thing just so that the wood stain doesn't seep into the paint. Next, I recruited my dad to come help me fill up the grooves in between each wood panel, and that's just to make it easier when I paint or when he paints. So he just took some wood filling and basically just filled it into all the grooves. Once that was dry, he painted that over with some good old white paint. So since I was planning to paint the door a color, I needed to actually paint it white first so that the color would actually show up and it would pop. So I painted the door white. Actually, my dad painted it white. Thanks, Dad! So this is the completed painted room. All of the white paint is on and it looks clean and fresh, and I'm very happy with it. The next day I headed to the paint store again to pick up my colored paints for the doors. Hello guys. So I decided to paint my doors yellow and pink, which I might regret. So right now we're at the paint store and we're gonna pick up the paint and kind of pick like what shade of yellow and pink I'm gonna get. I'm thinking kind of pastel, but we'll see. Hello guys, here with my mother. I'm thinking spiced butternut for the yellow, and then for the pink, I'm going like rose pink. So they're kind of like pastel-y, but this one is more bright than this one, I think. I think they're gonna look really good. So let's go get the paint. Hi guys, I'm back home now and I am ready to paint. This is the door that I'm gonna paint. So for this one, I'm gonna do yellow, and this is the yellow color right here. Let's get started. So the door is now dry, but I think I may have made a bad decision. It's like so yellow, and it kind of looks like a minion came in here and just like barfed all over the door. Oh my gosh, I don't know. I hope it's just because there's nothing else in here right now. That's why it looks so out of place. I'm kind of freaking out right now. So because I was already feeling on the fence about this friggin' bright yellow door, I didn't want to complicate my feelings more by adding a pink door, which was my original plan. So I decided to just leave that other door just white. I'm very happy that I made that decision. So I had this vision of how I was going to fill up that giant wall that was in the room, and that was by using a pegboard. And I've seen pegboards all over Pinterest for years and years and years, and I've always wanted to do it, but it seemed like a very hard project. It definitely did take some time because I wanted to build myself a custom pegboard. The reason why I love pegboards so much is because they're so flexible to different designs. You can just stick a couple pegs in there and it's a whole different look. You can put shelves on it, you can decorate it, it's just all cool. Bam! I just whip when I feel awkward, so So to start off this project, I went over to Home Depot and I picked up a 6x3 foot plank of wood. To figure out where I needed to drill my holes, I used a tape measure and measured out approximately 10 centimeters apart and kind of marked where that was along the plank of wood. You want to mark the top, bottom, and both sides, and then you just want to connect the marks that you made so that you create a grid. So once I finished that grid pattern, I realized that if I drilled where the lines crossed, the holes would be really, really close together, and that's not the look that I was going for. I wanted it to be kind of like a giant pegboard. So instead of drilling every single place where the lines met, I decided to drill every other spot where the lines met, and I also wanted to stagger the holes so I just took a pencil and I marked all the places where I needed to drill my holes. So onto the drilling part. Here's the thing. My dad is super, super helpful and helped me so much with this room. Basically, every time I was like, I want to do this, he basically helped me do it. This is not even like, this shouldn't even be my channel anymore. It should be JENerationDIY. Anyway, the point is, my dad helped me tremendously, and for this pegboard, I guess he forgot that I needed to film it and did this before I woke up and before he went to work. So he tried to film it halfway through. But his YouTube skills are not quite there yet, so the clips didn't turn out that well. I'll show a little bit here, but it's not up to JENerationDIY standards. So I'm pretty sure it's obvious what he did, but I'm gonna show you exactly what he did just in case you need a little further clarification. Basically, we took a 5/8 of an inch drill bit and put it onto the drill, and basically you just want to drill that hole through the wood. And here obviously I'm demonstrating on a spare piece of wood. You want to drill through all of the X's that you made on the board where you wanted the holes to be. At this point, all of the holes were completely drilled, and then you want to erase all of your pencil marks. If you're not gonna paint this, I would recommend that you do this. I was gonna paint this, so it wasn't really necessary, but just in case, I decided to erase. So to hang it up on the wall, we needed to add a little wood backing just so that it wasn't directly against the wall. Since my wall is drywall, you can't actually attach this board onto the wall without the whole wall basically like falling off. So what I needed to do was insert these drywall inserts that would basically grip the screws so that the wall would not fall off and the board would not fall off the wall. So we put those inserts into the wall. We took our planks of wood and placed it over the inserts and then drilled into the wall where the inserts were. This part was actually kind of complicated, but I'm not gonna bore you guys with the details. So this whole pegboard situation was just really stressing me out because at this point I had passed 1 week into the process and I only had a couple days left, and I was sure that I wasn't gonna finish, and I was just starting to give up and had kind of like a mental breakdown. It was just not an easy time for me. I'm going crazy. But life goes on. My life is not gonna end because of one single pegboard, maybe 2 pegboards, but not one, okay? So I pushed through it, and after that, we attached the pegboard to the wood backings by just nailing some nails into there. After those nails were in, I needed to fill those nail holes slash cover the nails because I was going to paint over them. So I took some wood filler and just filled those right up. I waited for those to dry, sanded them off, and then began to paint. Guess what color I painted it? White! Is it really a surprise at this point? So I just went ahead with my roller and rolled over that entire pegboard. After the pegboard was painted, I needed to make some little pegs for myself. I got some dowels from Home Depot that were 11/16 of an inch, and this was slightly bigger than the holes that we drilled, which were 5/8 of an inch. I cut the dowel into approximately 5-inch pieces, and I just used a bandsaw for that. Is that a bandsaw actually? That is not a bandsaw. I just used a circular saw for that. I mean, not I, again, my father. Once those were cut, I realized that these actually were slightly too big for the hole. I originally got them bigger just so that it would be tight, but it was a little bit too hard to get in. So we ended up sanding down the ends just a little bit so that it could fit into the pegboard holes and would be able to stay there, and it worked. I also needed to create some shelves so that I could put it on the pegboard. For this, I got some 4x1-inch wood from the hardware store. I cut these into two lengths. One was 30 centimeters and one was 50 centimeters, depending on how far apart I wanted my pegs to be on the board. So some were shorter, some were longer. And again, I used a circular saw for this. And now you're pretty much finished. You can just put your pegs into the pegboard and then put your shelves on, and you can also hang stuff from individual pegs. The pegboard was definitely the biggest DIY project that I have ever done in my life. So that was super stressful, and that was my main concern for the whole room basically, because I feel like it fills up like a quarter of the wall space of the entire room. But after we finished the pegboard, I was feeling so much better about the room because that meant that I was pretty much halfway done the room and I was almost done with the base of the room. So going back to that little Harry Potter under the stairs space that I wanted to create a closet storage space for, what I ended up doing was, my dad actually helped me do this, but we just made some shelves on the side of the closet just so I could, you know, store stuff. That's what shelves are for. I don't know why I'm explaining this. Even though the shelves are great, I did not think that they would be enough because I have so many craft supplies, and I decided that I needed something with drawers. I got this dresser from IKEA. It's the Malm dresser, and I got my friends to go pick this up for me because I was super busy and they were super helpful, and thank you, friends. So yeah, my friends helped me build the IKEA dresser. I actually love building IKEA stuff. I think it's really fun and therapeutic and just enjoyable. I know some people hate it, but I love it. Am I part of the majority or minority? I have no idea. After we were finished assembling the drawers, we just put it into the closet, and by that time, the shelves were also done. So our little Harry Potter spot is complete, and I'm so happy with it. I've never had an area specifically for all my craft supplies, and somewhere that is definitely big enough for all of my supplies because I have so much stuff. You have no idea. And I love that it's like kind of closed away and you can't really see it because there's a closet door, because I have a feeling it's gonna get messy because that's just the type of person I am. And the last area of the room that I had to tackle before decorating was that weird like glass shelf area within the original wood paneling. And I mean, so my plan was to place my YouTube awards there. The gold play button award is very big, and it was not gonna fit there if we left the shelf there. And the only way to take the shelf out is to smash the glass. So guess what we ended up doing? Smashing the glass.
Okay.
Ah!
Oh, there it is.
After that was done, I painted it white. I mean, I feel like we see a trend here. Like, do I even need to keep saying it? Like, you already know what's gonna happen. Hello, it is the next day and it's so echoey in this room. I need to fix that. So to cover this mirror, because I want to be able to put my YouTube awards on here and not have it be reflective, I'm gonna cover it up with some white contact paper. Let's do it. So So after I covered the entirety of that glass panel, it was looking good. It looked a lot better than it used to, but I felt like something was missing. It looked very plain and very simple, and so I decided to spice it up a little bit, and I've seen Mr. Kate do this, and I thought it looked really good. What she did was basically polka dot the wall. I've always wanted to try polka dots on a wall, but I've never wanted to commit to like an entire wall. So what I did was I took some black acrylic paint and I took a paintbrush and basically just created some random dots and little strokes on the contact paper, making them kind of uneven because that's the look that I'm trying to go for. I think the result is really, really cute. I'm obsessed with it. My brother doesn't necessarily think so, but he also doesn't really like any of the things I make. We love a supportive brother. And the final touch to this little framed glass area, I don't even know what to call it. Like, it's a wall, it's a, The final touch that I had to add to this space, obviously, were my YouTube awards. So I put my big gold one up there, which is for 1 million subscribers, and then I put my silver play button on there, which was for 100,000 subscribers. Still, every time I look at these, I'm just so thankful. Like, sometimes I don't know, dude. I'm just hashtag grateful. And that's basically it. This is the base of the room. Obviously, it is not decorated at all, but this is what I'm working with, and I'm so happy with it. I think it's looking a lot better than before. Let me show you guys some before and afters because I know you guys love that, and that's like my favorite part as well. As you can tell, it's a lot brighter, whiter than before. It's a much cleaner and fresher look. Obviously, there's still a lot of room to be upgraded because I haven't put in like any real furniture yet. But you guys will see in the next 2 videos how I decorate, and I'm so excited because the room is actually finished and I think it looks so good, and I'm so excited for you guys to see the final result and how I decorated and how you guys can kind of like recreate my let me know what you guys think of this transformation, and if you guys are excited for the next 2 videos to see how this proceeds. I feel like I'm using a lot of big words in this video, like, am I smart or something? Thank you guys so much for watching. Shout out of the week is right here, and that is pretty much it. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!